Sony is quietly killing the PS4. Well, they have to. I mean, Sony's always been like this. Every single console has lasted for about 10 years. PlayStation 1 came out in 1994 and it died in 2004. It kind of died in 2003, but a lot of games on the PS1 were still released on 2003. So it died on 2004 because that's the year when the PlayStation 2 became really huge. And the PlayStation 2 was released in the year 2000, and by 2010 it was already kind of dead. I mean, sure, other PlayStation 2 games were released after that, but once again it only lasted for 10 years. Some games were released on 2010. Sakura Wars was released. That was the last RPG they released on the PlayStation 2. And then the PlayStation 3 came out in 2006 or 7, around that era, and it lasted all the way till 2017. And in 2017, Persona 5 came out on PlayStation 3, and I think that's the last JRPG released on the PlayStation 3 that came out of Japan. And I think the following year, 2018. So usually, my point is PlayStation consoles, they all last for 10 years. Maybe they stretch them a little bit until 11 years, but that's about it. Same with the PSP, I think it came out on 2004, I believe. And in 2014, most of the last games came out. I think more were released in 2015, maybe. But once again, 2004, 2014, 10 years. Every single Sony console has had a 10-year lifespan. And the PS Vita was different because it was a failure. So of course, I think the PS Vita came out in 2012, and by 2021, 2022 it was dead. So it lasted a little bit less, but that's because it was a failure and Sony never supported their own console. God damn it, Sony. What a beautiful portable system, criminally underrated, completely unsupported and ignored by their own developers. That's Sony's biggest tragedy of all time. So the PS4 came out in 2013, right? I think it was in 2013. And we are in the year 2023. And like I said before, we're starting to see a decline in games being released for PS4. Slowly. Most of them are still getting released on PS4. But I'm starting to slowly see that more and more games are only on Switch, PS5, everything except PS4. It's starting. However, I do believe that the PlayStation 4 will last for one more year. I think Sony's gonna stretch it a bit, one more year, 11 years. 2024, I think it's gonna be the last year we'll see of the PlayStation 4. And 2025, it's probably gonna be dead. Maybe we'll see a couple of releases, but it's gonna be rare. Kind of like what Nintendo did with the Nintendo 3DS. Something like that. Maybe just a few more games and that's it. Let's kill it. Yeah, they have to kill it. They just have to kill it. The PlayStation 4, it makes sense. So there you go. Every PlayStation console has lasted for 10 years. 11 max. That's it.